Chad Gable appearing on SmackDown tonight alongside his faction American Made, he would reveal that the WWE transfer window is about to open. Michael Cole would later confirm that yes, this is true. The transfer window is about to open. The general managers of Raw, SmackDown, and NXT are going to be working together to transfer superstars, trade superstars across the brands, and we're going to have a bit of a shake-up as Raw and SmackDown obviously head towards the Netflix era. This is something we have talked about before, and we wondered if WWE would do it. They are. There's actually no word on if this potentially replaces the draft, or if this is just like, oh, we'll do this at the start, and then come later this year when the draft normally happens, we'll continue and do the draft anyway, maybe. If I'm correct, people like Roman Reigns are still free agents, which means actually Roman can go on both shows, and I'm sure he's not going to be eligible for trade for that reason, and that's probably one of the bridges they'll use to put Roman on Raw on Netflix and SmackDown on USA Network. But let's throw the question over to you. With the NXT stuff there as well, because obviously that means call-ups, who do you want to see move to Raw or move to SmackDown? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. This is things you might have missed from WWE Smackdown. Make sure you hit the like button, and if you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button too. Smackdown would start this week with an injury update from Michael Cole about War Games, starting off with Bronson Reed's broken foot. We have heard about this. Surprisingly, Tonga Loa suffered a torn bicep. I haven't seen that reported anywhere, so that was very shocking. And Jimmy Uso suffering a broken toe. All three are out indefinitely, although I'm not sure we needed the instant slow down replays at the moment the injuries happened, WWE. Oh my god, that Bronson Reed foot twist was sick. The Body, Jesse Ventura, was at SmackDown tonight sitting front row. Big news from today. Jesse Ventura will return to WWE next Saturday, taking his space on the commentary desk for Saturday night's main event. That's really cool, isn't it? As I mentioned earlier, American Made, led by Chad Gable, were on SmackDown tonight, and they confronted Cody Rhodes. Brilliant promo. Genuinely very fun. It felt very authentic as Chad Gable would take the side of Kevin Owens, sort of taking some digs at Cody. Cody would say that him and Chad Gable are actually very alike. Remember, Chad Gable was Shorty G. Well, Shorty G meets Stardust. I really like this promo, mainly because it was Chad Gable trying to gain an opportunity. Think about it. The transfer window's open. You've got to try and make a name for yourself to be eligible so that everyone wants you. And of course, that's exactly what Chad Gable is doing. If Chad Gable can defeat Cody Rhodes, that's massive. And it would make sense that then Cody Rhodes would bite, and the match was set for the main event tonight. And the match itself was really good, obviously, and I really do feel like this is exactly what Chad Gable needed. A really big match, a big opportunity, a big spotlight against one of the biggest names in WWE, Cody Rhodes. And to be honest, he held his own. Cody would pick up the win and sell the ankle as Kevin Owens would appear. And to close the show, Kevin Owens would attack Cody Rhodes. The two would brawl in the ring and out of the ring. I love this rivalry. Question is though, did we just give Cody Rhodes an injury that Kevin Owens would exploit at Saturday night's main event? The storyline before was that Kevin Owens wouldn't pull the trigger. Now it looks like he will. Is Kevin Owens going to beat Cody Rhodes? We'd see an interaction backstage between Apollo Crews and Solo Sikoa, which led for the new Bloodline laying out Apollo and security. Later on, Shinsuke Nakamura, the new United States champion, was set for a segment, interrupted by LA Knight, who then got interrupted by Andrade, as both men want Nakamura and the US title. But it would be the new Bloodline laying an attack on LA Knight and Andrade. But look at Nakamura here. He didn't just run away. He held his ground. He made the Bloodline back off a little bit first before he retreated. Nakamura versus Jacob Fatu. I'll take that, please, WWE. But I do feel this was a much-needed segment for Solo Sikoa, as he would remind us that he's still the tribal chief. He still has the Ula Fala. Basically, the clarification that we needed after he lost to Roman Reigns and the OG Bloodline at War Games. Piper Niven would take on Bianca Belair tonight. Maybe match of the night. This was really, really good. Obviously highlighted both women, Chelsea Green at ringside getting involved as well. I thought Piper looked great, but of course it was always going to be a strength thing for Bianca Belair as she lifted up Piper with damaged ribs as well. KOD onto Chelsea for Bianca Belair to pick up the win. We'd later see Bianca talking to Naomi backstage, and obviously they were talking about Jade Cargill. Who attacked Jade? I mean, it's been multiple weeks. Ask her! Are we saying that, like, Jade Cargill's in a coma? What are we doing here? Have they not texted her? Have they not gone to the hospital to ask her? What? How has Jade not told anyone who attacked her? Logic, please, WWE. But from one whodunit to another, they love these in WWE right now, the Street Profits were laid out backstage ahead of their tag team title match. And rather conveniently, Johnny Gargano would be right there to challenge the Motor City Machine Guns to replace the Street Profits. But there was trouble in the match tonight as DIY couldn't get along. All that frustration over the past couple of weeks boiling over until heartbreak and ball break for Chris Sabin. A low blow from Johnny Gargano. Gargano moving to the dark side with Ciampa. And we crowned new tag team champions. Was this a plan the whole time from DIY? Or did Johnny Gargano just realise that Ciampa was right? After what happened on Raw Monday, I think it's safe to say, especially in the tag division in WWE, it's a new day. Yes, it is. We would spot Dirty Dom in the background tonight talking to Nick Aldis. Could Dirty Dom be moving to SmackDown? It might make sense. He's obviously a bit of frustration with a Judgment Day. Maybe this is a way to get him away from that storyline. We'd also see Gunther talking to Nick Aldis. Could the world titles switch brands? That would be huge. And yes, Carmelo Hayes did tease going over to Raw also. Looks like Monday we're going to have to play Spot the SmackDown Stars on Raw. The final match in the first round of the Women's United States Championship Tournament took place tonight. Nice to see Elektra Lopez being there in action, but it was won by Tiffany Stratton, as Tiffany will take on Michin, as Bayley will take on Chelsea next week in the semi-finals, with the finals taking place at Saturday night's main event. Michael Cole would interview Kevin Owens in his car tonight. And yes, finally, someone asked Kevin Owens about Sami Zayn. He said we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, but right now his focus is Cody Rhodes. Thank you for asking Kevin the obvious, Michael. This segment, though, is Kevin Owens controlling his narrative and what he believes is right. And you know what? We keep saying it. Kevin Owens is right. Everything he says is right. It's bizarre, isn't it? Obviously, next Saturday night's main event, Cody, Kevin. I can't wait for this one. But don't forget tomorrow night, WWE Deadline. I can't wait for this. This is going to be a fun show, isn't it? The Iron Survivor Challenge is always fun, and we'll be right here covering it with things you might have missed tomorrow night. Fun show tonight. Obviously, lots of build towards that Netflix and that Saturday night main event shows. Can't blame WWE for that. For me, 8 out of 10 is fair. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, like the video, and I'll see you next time. Peace!